Hello, back to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at my 10-0 run here with this double rock team in the back. We have the rollout version of the Alolan Golem in the back, and we have a lot of possible options for this team that you can also run if you're missing some Pokemon. So this team gonna be very achievable for most people to shield a Hyper Beam from this Obstagoon, which is very important in this matchup as we can just farm it all the way down now. And yeah, we're gonna see here our lead is the Tropius. If you don't have a Tropius, don't worry, there's also the Jumpluff still available. With the Community Day move is also pretty fine, as we can just completely annihilate the entire opponent here with just one Tropius. We didn't even need our backline there. But yeah, if you don't have Tropius, then you can use Jumpluff. If you don't have Jumpluff, you can also use Trevenant. Both are like, all of them are basically the same for this kind of scenario. I think the version that I have here with the Tropius is definitely the best version, but the other versions are also fine. They all work out pretty well. Then as a say swap here, we're going to have the Magcargo. Magcargo gonna be able to get out all the Digger SP while still being able to hit one overheat at them, so you basically get out the ground types while still having a move that's at least neutral against ground types, which is very important for this team. As you have this Alolan Golem here in the back, we're gonna shield even though everything is resisted, because I expected a Brave Bird and I still wanted to have at least some health left, and health was a little bit more important in this scenario for me than the shield, as we see that we can knock down this Talonflame with our Community Day Golem. Yeah, Alolan Golem from like I think 2-3 Community Days ago. This thing wasn't really good in any meta so far, but here it's a time to shine for this Pokemon. If you don't have this Pokemon either, or like you don't have the Community Day move, you can also use a Volt Switch. Volt Switch is also pretty decent. I also thought of using Volt Switch, but I actually saw this team as well on Twitter like this. I wanted to run anyway a similar team to this, but I saw this then on Twitter. I don't know, from like someone random who I don't follow usually. I just got it on my feed. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it out. They went 10-0 with this as well, and yeah, here we go, going also 10-0 with this. So this team is definitely amazing. Highly can recommend you. While we gonna shield up the wrong move, we see the Vigoroth coming in here, which is amazing for us, as we don't really want to phase it with our backline, to be honest. Our backline, both of them are double weak to ground type moves. Our lead is actually 3 times good against ground type, because the flying is always double resisted, and the grass type also resisted once, so it's triple resisted in the lead, but a double super effective in our backline, which is kind of hilarious. But yeah, I wanted to try out before the Magcargo or the Golem lead with the Tropius as a say swap and the Jumpluff in the back, but I then decided, after seeing someone else having great success with this on Twitter, sorry that I didn't like know the tweet anymore, because I literally like don't follow the person, it was just someone random. And yeah, like after I saw that on Twitter, I was like, okay, I can try this out as well, and I went 10-0 immediately, so it's just good. We shield the correct move here. We can go ahead and look at this, by the way. This was very annoying. You don't, like, you see me raiding here a little bit because we don't get the move through, and it's a third shield. And I was like, okay, this might lose me the game, but Golem doesn't really care. It makes the game definitely tougher, as we now gonna have to, okay, they're gonna throw the move here anyway. I think I wouldn't have got to the move anyway. Even if the first move already KO'd, because there was no third shield then, but like here it was, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we're gonna be able to win this game as well, as we see a Trevenant in the lead here. A very decent lead for us, as we have the Air Slash, as we see a Digger SP say swap. This is not a good say swap for them, at least, as we're going to, of course, get super effective damage by the Fire Punch, but don't kid you not, there, like, the Fire Punch is a very horrible move. It takes, I think, 55 damage for 40 energy, while we have the Leaf Blade, which is Stab, which is 70 damage for 35 energy. Their fast moves are triple resisted, while our fast moves are neutral, so this matchup is always going to be a win for the Tropius. No matter what, they can shield whatever they want. I can even let this move go through, and I have like even Pokemon in the back that can still deal with the Trevenant, so I'm not really too scared, to be honest. If they want to go 2 shields down, they can go to 2 shields down, but they don't want to. They go back into their Trevenant. I'm going to go ahead and go for one Aerial Ace still, and you see how crazy, insanely good Tropius is in this meta. Just completely wrecked the entire team by my opponent. As we can shield up this move, it's going to be the Shadow Ball. We are not KOing this Pokemon, and we see an Azumarill on the back. Azumarill can be a little bit tricky, especially because of Ice Beam against Tropius, but you survive one Ice Beam at least. And here we're going to go ahead and shield this first move up. We can go for one big Wild Charge here. going to get a shield. We go for more quick moves, 2 more, and then we go for the wild charge on the CMP tie here, as we can go and basically nearly KO this Pokemon here. We have him in the yellow half, and they can KO me now with a play rough, but they opted to not do this, which allows me to get to another wild charge. And you see like the point of having Rollout here. Rollout is generating so much energy, it's really insane. It does generate pretty much more, I think it's like 0.6 or whatever per turn more than the Volt Switch, which is really good. So yeah, like you just have better generation there. As we get basically hardwalled here by this jellyfish. This jellyfish is definitely going to be a little bit of a threat here, especially if they have Ice Beam, but they are going and showing me the Bubble Beam here, which is really good for me, as Bubble Beam means that they don't have Ice Beam. They usually run Bubble Beam and the Shadow Ball then, so I don't really have to fear anything with my lead here. I can just go ahead and go straight for the air slash down. I'm going to have some energy for the incoming Ariados afterwards as well. So yeah, main goal for this team, of course, as said before, is you want to go into your save swap someday into like the Macago while still having your Tropius alive. So you're going to be able to bait out the potential ground types. You're going to be able to win against those ground types. And yeah, then you basically have the Golem in the back. If they don't have a hard answer to the Golem, which is only ground house, basically, you're basically always able to just nuke something. You see here me against this Lantern. You see how much energy I generate, even though they're gonna bait me here. Of course I'm gonna shield because I'm not gonna risk it. I can just go ahead, go for 2 wild charges, and there is no problem for me whatsoever. It's just insane how spammy this Pokemon is. They're gonna shield this up, but they don't see the second one coming here, as this gonna easily KO the Lantern, and we can go back into our Tropius, clearing the debuff, letting this move go through. They can KO me with the cross poison here, but our Golem will be able to get to a move anyway, and my opponent knows this and he decides to surrender. Again, next opponent, we're gonna have Jellicent in the lead. Very decent lead for us. Again, if they have Ice Beam, it's gonna be a little bit tricky, but they don't. They just swap immediately into the Galvantula, and they go for 3 moves here, which is fine. We can go ahead for 1 more, and they're gonna go for only 2 moves, which means this is a cross poison, but it's still gonna hurt me a little bit, so I'm kind of scared here. They go for more moves, but I can just go ahead, go for 1 Rock Tomb. We're going to be able to KO this thing, and we can should be able to get to another Rock Tomb against the incoming Jellicent, hopefully. Yes, we are. And this is gonna debuff my opponent's attack, and we're gonna be able to now realign our Pokemon again. And even if we later on still need the Tropius against the Pokemon in the back here, which is going to be the case here as we see the Obstagoon coming in, we're still gonna be able to hit later on with some super effective wild charge against the Jellicent. So even like this scenario is fine for us, as we can hit pure water types pretty easily with our Alolan Golem. We're going to go ahead, go for more Leaf Blades here. We got the final shield by my opponent. They're shieldless now, and I'm just gonna let every move go through onto my Jellicent, because I kind of want to finish this game here with my good old, what's called the Alolan Golem there. Yeah, of course, if you don't have Alolan Golem as well, you can use Alolan Graveler. If you don't have Alolan Graveler, you can also use a level 51 XL Alolan Geodude, which is actually one of the best. I think it's actually maybe even the best of those Pokemon there. It has just the best moveset of Rock Slide, I think Thunderbolt, and the Volt Switch as my opponent. Like, we had some lag here, which kind of scared me a little bit, but it was not enough to KO me in general here. They don't get to another move, as we can go for 1 wild charge and win the game there. And this wild charge is gonna be a no bubble one, as we can win this game pretty easily. Next up, we're gonna have Pachirisu in the lead. This is kind of a horrible lead for us, as we can now stay in for a little bit. We kind of just want to farm this thing a little bit down. This is like the thing here. If you don't have a hard answer for this Pokemon in the back anyway, you kind of need some damage on this. And if you have like this kind of neutral scenario here in the lead, where you have an ABB line where you need the lead, you can just get some damage on this Pokemon, then swap out, and like your backline gonna be able to deal with it eventually anyway. As we can see that we're gonna get a shield against this Vigoroth, as we can go for more Incinerates here. They're gonna have to shield this move up as well. They're gonna go for we're gonna go for the Overheat now, but they go for the Body Slam before, which would do some nice damage. We're just gonna go ahead, go straight for the Overheat, and we will see that this gonna KO the Vigoroth here, winning us back switch advantage. We can go for 1 Rock Tomb as well, still against this Walrein. And now I think this is the game where I had my most favorite game here. Yeah, look at this, by the way. This was perfect. It was insane. What a nice catch, Earthquake from an ice type into my grass and flying type and hitting it back immediately with a leaf blade to KO this thing. And my opponent at this point had, I think he just had enough, to be honest. Like, this was the most insane catch. There was like so much fun to play this game, and we can just go straight for the Stone Edges now, and we easily gonna be able to win this game. You see here, Thunderbolt does basically nothing to us, and the Stone Edge will be able to KO the opponent's Pachiri, so they're just gonna let this move go through as this game was over anyway. But the catch there onto the Tropius and then throwing the Leaf Blade on the CMP tie, it was amazing. Sorry for my opponent there, as we see an opponent that definitely doesn't like to face some rock types. Kinda bad for them. We have 2 rock types on our team, so it's not really the biggest issue for us. We can just let the moves go through. They're gonna go ahead, go for the Feather Dance, trying to debuff our attack, which is, I guess, a smart move. As we go ahead, go for one more Rock Tomb. We can land this move actually and put him into the red health. As they go ahead, go for the Brave Bird. I should have most likely farmed them down here. Yeah, I can farm down here, okay. And they go back into their Walrein, which means we can go back into our Mercago for the Rock Tomb here. And we see that we would have got to the Rock Tomb if they didn't throw here, but it's fine. We can just go back into our other rock type, and then we see the Galvantula coming in. And this matchup, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. I just gonna save all my shields. The Tropius is just here to chip this thing down. If I get it down enough that I can just roll out it down, then we would be easily golden here. But we see the Arrow Ace, there's actually a lot of damage. We can farm down. The Air Slash is gonna add up as well over time here, as we see the Lunge coming through, and we can still actually KO this Pokemon with one Leaf Blade here, leaving us at the final match as we see the Walrein against our Golem. We just have to go to 2 moves, and my opponent decides this right now already. I don't know if they would have been able to get to 2 baits and 1 Earthquake to KO me. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't, but it's fine. We see a lead that's actually kind of neutral, but of course we're in ABB line. So we're gonna swap out here as we see the obstacle coming in. They go for the cross chop. I'm just gonna go straight for the big overheat. Can we hit this move? We cannot. They're gonna shield this up. But this is all that I really want anyway. Like, I just want to get the shield there, to be honest. I'm totally fine with this. I just really want to get the shield advantage, as we can just go ahead and go for some more Leaf Blades against this Pokemon now. As we see the Night Slashes coming through, they don't get the boost luckily, and we will see that they go for another Night Slash here. And we can just go for 1 more fast move or 2 more fast moves and go for 1 Leaf Blade here, which definitely KOs my opponent at this point of time. And they're gonna let this move go through. I'm gonna swap out immediately. As we see the Lickitung, maybe I shouldn't have swapped out immediately. I think if I went straight for the Leaf Blade, I should maybe put him into a range where I can farm him down or like KO him with the other moves, but we go now for 1 Stone Edge. How much is it gonna do? It's gonna do a lot of damage, more than half, and we can go for another Stone Edge. We should be able to KO him there, unless they're gonna shield this move up. They're gonna shield this move up, and we will see them going for a charge move here as well. What's gonna be? It's going to be the Power Whip, which is going to be very nice for us, as we can see here the opponent swapping into the Galvantula allows us to go for 1 Stone Edge. Bye bye Galvantula, and we see the Lickitung coming in, which just had enough as well, as we would have got to the Wild Charge anyway. Good game to my opponent, as we see the next opponent having a Swampert in the lead, and they're swapping a Diggersby. A lot of people just don't expect this little flying banana tree here, as the Tropius is just going to town. Also, if you don't have a Tropius, you can still get some during the Go First Now, which is going to be at the 27th, I think. I think they are back in the instant spawn if you bought the ticket, but you have to buy the ticket. But yeah, Tropius, or while it's not the best anymore in the normal meta, just because you have Registeel, just because you have Walrein, it's kind of very good in this meta right now. Like, there's so many teams super weak to it, and what you're gonna see here as well is insane. They swap back into their Swampert. Like, they are really weak to this Pokemon in the back, and I was like, I don't know what's gonna be in the back. Maybe it's a fighting type. Who even knows? But we will see here what they're gonna go for. They're going to go for the Hydro Cannon. They don't have this Sludge Wave, which is fine. They go for another Hydro Cannon now, and we will see that we can go for 1 Leaf Blade, and they catch onto the Trevenant. Amazing catch by my opponent, to be honest, as we can now go into our Mercago, but it's gonna look a little bit tough, to be honest. I don't know how we're gonna be able to win this game still, as they're going to go ahead, go for 1 Shadow Ball, putting us into deep red health. They can even get to another move, and I have to let this move go through. I need my shield, and I'm gonna need also a ton of energy on my Golem, so we're just gonna let this, actually we're gonna shield this move up. we see the seed bomb coming through, and we can go ahead, go straight for the wild charge. And what we can also do is we can just go to try to catch the move here, and we catch the move perfectly. And here I'm not sure if the wild charge is more or the stone edge. I go for the wild charge. Does this KO my opponent? It does, and we win all the games today, 10-0 with this team. It was amazing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you don't have the lead, you can go for the Trevenant or for the Jump Love, and for the backline you can just go for any other of the work boys that you usually know as well. So thanks for watching, see you next video, have a great rest of your day, bye.